Hey everyone, so I wanted to come on here really quick and just to talk about these toxic podcasts. It just seems like there is an explosion of people that are making content and that have a microphone and are on these podcasts that don't even have the qualifications yet. They are giving life advice to people, and there is a very dark agenda behind it. And a lot of these individuals on these podcasts are presenting themselves to be something that they are not. They have a completely different lifestyle in real life, but they are presenting themselves to be one way online. And I was someone that had started listening to these podcasts, and I want to say that I had started noticing these podcasts around the time of 2020, 2021. It was around the time when everyone was, in the house. And I think they gained their popularity due to some viral clips or whatever. There's a lot of the stuff that the individuals on these podcasts would say. The clips would go viral because it would be so outrageous and it just had a shock value. So therefore, it would go viral. And I can remember that, I had started tuning into these podcasts, and in some cases, I had even subscribed to these individuals. And, after a while of consuming this type of content, I had developed a completely different view of myself, and it even impacted my outlook on my life, my future, and it started to cause confusion within myself. It started to cause me to question myself, my value, my self-worth, and I even would say that it caused me to even be in a state of depression. So essentially, I had to completely unsubscribe to this content and just block these channels so that way they don't even come in my feed anymore. But I just want to say that for me, what actually caused me to just look at these individuals differently after some of them were exposed to be frauds, but also just when I really took a real look at these people, I had just asked myself, would these be individuals that I would even want to even be in the company with, or even have a conversation with, or would even invite into my home? And the answer was no. So then I was just like, why am I wasting my time consuming their content? So that made me just look at everything differently. And then also too, I noticed that outside of the internet, a lot of the messages and the stuff that they were saying, it just was not correct based off of what's actually really going on in the world. It just wasn't adding up. So I basically, I stopped consuming those that type of content, and I just tried to when I look at content now, whether it's a YouTube video, a podcast, I try to consume content that is uplifting, content that makes me feel good about myself, content that inspires me to be a better version of myself. And I just want to say, just be careful what you are listening to. Anybody can get on YouTube and have a podcast and give advice, and they don't necessarily have to have qualifications. And we really don't know anything about anybody personally. And I have just found, just based off of my own research, that a lot of these individuals, they have extremely dark agendas, and they have very dark motives behind what they are doing. So I just want to just say, just be careful.